Alright, this video is made for people who need a little bit more review on dimensional analysis, and we're just going to cover the basics. So if you're in my AP course, you'll need to move on after you watch this video to the next more advanced version, okay? So dimensional analysis, the whole purpose, again, the reason we do it is so we can convert between units. So in this first problem, we're converting feet to centimeters. And I gave you guys a list in class of different conversions that are available to us. There's more than just these, but these are the ones that we use the most. So if you take a look at the basic toolbox of all the conversions we don't have a conversion that goes directly from feet into centimeters. So the first thing we're going to have to do is figure out kind of what path we're going to take. So I see that, okay, I'm starting in feet. Well, this conversion has feet in it, but I don't want to go up to a mile. I want to go smaller. So let's see what else has feet in it. This one does, and this one's going to be smaller. So that's probably the first one I want to use. That'll leave me in inches, and then the next thing I want to get to is centimeters. Taking a look, something that relates inches to centimeters. This next one right here relates inches to centimeters. So now I've identified what two conversions I want to use, and I can set up my problem. So as always, you always want to start with the thing that's given to you in this problem. So let's see, the 72.3 feet was given to us, okay? Again, a good hint that I always tell students is that the first unit that you're given, that's always going to be on the bottom of your first conversion. So if you don't know what your first conversion is going to be, at the very least, you know that feet is going to be on the bottom of it, okay? And that kind of gives you a little hint as to what else you should do. But we had identified this is what conversion we want to do, so we have 1 foot on bottom, 12 inches on top. Notice these are the exact numbers from the conversion. You can't just change this to like 4 feet equals 12 inches, because it doesn't. They have to equal each other in order to use it, okay? So we double check that feet are in the right spot. First it's on top, then it's on bottom, so they cross out. Now we're looking at inches, and again we wanted to use the conversion to get to centimeters. So looking at our available chart here, we have inches and centimeters. So again, now inches is on top, so on the next conversion we know for sure that inches is going to be on the bottom. So take a look, we have 1 inch on bottom, and then according to the conversion it was equal to 2.54 centimeters, so that's what we get to put up on top. Okay? We double check that they cross out, first on top, then on bottom, inches and inches, and they do cross out. And now we're left in centimeters. That's the only thing that's left that hasn't been crossed out, and that matches what we're looking for. Okay, so now we know our conversion is done. So in our calculator, what we had to do was 72.3 times 12 times 2.54. Okay, and that gets you your answer here. If you're trying to put the answer in the correct number of sig figs, we technically started with 3 sig figs. So you should have 3 sig figs in your answer. So in this case, we had to put it into scientific notation. If you're in my general chemistry course, don't worry too much about that yet. We're really more focused on this process. Okay? All right, on to the next one. We are going from seconds to days. That's not really going to need any of these conversions. That's just going to be using time conversions. So looking at what we started with, we have 56792 seconds, okay? If we don't know anything about how to start this, the one thing that we know for sure is that our conversion is going to have seconds on the bottom, okay? And if we're trying to get to days, we want to use a conversion that gets us to a larger unit. So the next bigger thing after seconds is minutes. So we can turn this into minutes, seconds to minutes. So if we're trying to get to minutes, we know that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute, so that's a conversion that we can use. We make sure that the seconds and seconds cross out. Now we're left in minutes. Okay, so getting from minutes to days, the next bigger value that we can get to would be hours. Okay, so if there's anything that we know that minutes is going to be on the bottom of the next conversion. So how do minutes and hours correlate? There's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Okay, so that's going to be the next conversion. So again, top and bottom units cross out. Now we're left in hours, and we still want to get to days, so we think, okay, how do hours and days relate? I know that there is 24 hours in 1 day, and because hours was on top, we know that hours has to be on bottom of the next conversion. So now hours and hours are going to be crossed out, leaving us in days, which is the unit that we wanted. Okay? So in our calculator, we're going to do 56792 divided by 60, get the answer, divide by 60, get the answer, divide by 24. So keep in mind if the numbers are on the bottom, you're dividing. So that gets us 0.657 days. Notice I included the unit in my answer, okay? And again, if you're paying attention to sig figs, we started with 5, so you would have 5 sig figs in your answer, okay? All right, here comes the last one. In this case, we're going from kilometers to inches, so we can pull out our conversions again. There's no one conversion that goes right from kilometers to inches, so we're going to have to map this out a little bit. The only conversion we see that relates to kilometers is this first one here, so kilometers to meters. Okay, so that's going to have to be the first one. That will leave us in meters, so the next one we want to get smaller than meters. So looking around, we see 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. That's getting smaller, okay? But now we're in centimeters after that conversion, so the last thing, let's see, centimeters relating to inches, because remember we're trying to get to inches, would be this one right here. Okay, so now we found all of the conversions that we need to use. So let's start setting it up. So we write down what we're given. So there's that. Again, if there's anything we know, it's going to be that kilometers is going to be on the bottom of the next conversion. And so that could have given us a little hint to look here for kilometers, and that gives us the next thing, because it's literally the only thing that we have for kilometers. Okay, so that crosses out kilometers, and now we're in meters. Okay, so we know the next conversion, we're going to have meters on the bottom, and again, we had looked at this one, we're going to use meters to centimeters, okay, because we want to get smaller, we're trying to get to inches. So, all right, meters down to centimeters, that's going to be this conversion right here. Again, we're keeping the numbers just the same as they are, and we're making sure to make sure the units cross out. So we've got meters on top, then on bottom, okay? Now we're in centimeters, and we're trying to get to inches, which is going to use this last conversion right here, okay? So centimeters is going to have to be on the bottom of our next conversion because it's on top right here. And so we can set this up like that, okay? Remember, keeping the numbers the same, and then the centimeters cross out, and we're left in inches, which is what we wanted. Okay, so this one's a little bit unique because we have numbers on top and on bottom. So in your calculator, you would go 0.26 times 1,000, get that answer, times 100, get that answer, and then divide by 2.54. Okay, and you would get this answer and make sure we're putting their answer in units, I'm sorry, inches. And if you're paying attention to sig figs, we only had 2 sig figs to start out with. So you have to put it into scientific notation to do that correctly. Okay, so I hope this video helps. Again, if you're still stuck on stuff, come see me during advisory and we'll walk you through it.